captain. Through the smoke emerges a star. If it's free, it's for me. All this coming up this week on Horses and Courses.
One back, boss.
The Off-Track Betting Communications Network presents Horses and Courses, OTB's Thoroughbred News with your host, Jack Wolfeseater. And now, with a look at this week's news in the thoroughbred industry, here's Jack.
And hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses, another hour-packed lineup of great racing action. This past weekend, we closed out South Florida's Gulfstream meeting. We opened up Hialeah. We continue to roll along out in the West Coast at Santa Anita. And we're in the Midwest with 3-year-olds throughout the country. We'll take a look at some grass racing and some handicaps as well. Let's start things off. We've got a lot of races to get in the program this week. Friday, closing weekend at the Gulfstream meeting for 97, the Gulfstream Park Breeders' Cup Sprint Championship, 7/8 of a mile for our older horses. Very solid field of sprinters here. We've seen them running throughout the Gulfstream meeting. Here's Tom Durkin giving us the call.
And they're off. Templado on the far outside, trying to get to the early lead and clear the field, but Frisco View occupies a spot on the rail, and now he occupies the spot in front. It's Frisco View, the leader. Templado second by 2.5, and Sea Emperor's come out running in third. In between horses, Sierra Grande, and to his outside, it's Wide Change. It's another 3, back to El Amante and Wild Escapade. Moving down the backstretch, Frisco View, chased by Templado. Sea Emperor running in third. The opening quarter, 22 seconds flat. At the half-mile pole, Frisco View still holding the lead. Templado trying to get by him second. Sea Emperor third and strong. 2.5 lengths back. Down inside, Sierra Grande runs in fourth. Wide Changes fifth, now 6 lengths from the lead. And then farther back, El Amante and Wild Escapade. Around the far turn, Frisco View now by a head. Templado turning up the pressure. 3 lengths back, Sea Emperor working a bit harder now, third. To his inside, Sierra Grande comes on through from fourth. Wide Change left with a lot to do as the field turns for home. It's Templado taking a short lead at the top of the stretch. Frisco View coming back. Those two, it's Frisco View now in front by a head. Templado second on the outside. Sierra Grande and El Amante down to the final 16th. Frisco View turning back. The challenge of Templado. El Amante closing late. Not enough to get to Frisco View, who wins by 2.5 lengths. El Amante second, farther back, Templado.
Frisco View, Jerry Bailey in the irons, gets his third in a row on this Mount Livermore 4-year-old. His first stakes win as he splashes away to a victory Friday afternoon. El Amante from Billy Mott's barn making his belated 4-year-old debut, runs on nicely and gets second. Templado at a price finishing in the show position. Frisco View going the 7 panels through the slop Friday afternoon in 1 minute 23 seconds flat. On Florida Derby Day Saturday, we'll start you off with the Creme Fraiche handicap. This is for the older horses. Mile 16th the distance, $75,000 the guaranteed purse, featuring the 97 debut of Preakness winner and Breeders' Cup Classic runner-up Louis Quatorze. Let's take a look. Again, Tom calls it for us.
And they're off. Shan's ready. Bounces out on the lead. Louis Quatorze was off to a good start as they move by us for the first time. At the fence is Strawberry Wine. Laughing Dan's right next to him. Exaltado tucks in behind the front four as they move into the clubhouse turn. Laughing Dan out for a short lead. Down on the rail, Strawberry Wine, and the big favorite Louis Quatorze is in the clear and on the outside. Shan's ready, shuffled back to fourth in the early going. Exaltado down inside fifth, only 3 lengths from the lead as they make their way into the backstretch. Laughing Dan ahead. And the Preakness winner, Louis Quatorze, is right alongside him second. Strawberry Wine backs off a bit to run in third. Shan's Ready kept within 2 lengths of the lead. Fourth, Exaltado remains the trailer, but relatively close to the lead. The opening quarter in a sensible 24 1/5 seconds with Louis Quatorze sharing the lead now with Laughing Dan. There's room at the inside for Strawberry Wine. A half in 48 seconds flat. The field moving into the far turn. Laughing Dan, and now Jerry Bailey moves with Strawberry Wine decisively. Strawberry Wine gets ahead in front around the far turn. Louis Quatorze hung up on the outside. 3 furlongs to go. Louis Quatorze, Strawberry Wine, Laughing Dan back in third. 3 lengths Shan's Ready and Exaltado coming to the top of the stretch. Strawberry Wine full out, trying to hold off Louis Quatorze at the quarter pole. The field turning for home. Louis Quatorze assuming the lead at the top of the stretch in front by a neck. Strawberry Wine trying to battle back on the inside, second by 3. Farther back, Laughing Dan is third. In the final furlong, and now Pat Day goes to work on Louis Quatorze. He's trying to bear in, but Louis Quatorze holds the lead. Strawberry Wine being left behind. Louis Quatorze opening up in the last 16th to a comfortable victory. Louis Quatorze wins here with very little problem, actually. Won by 3.5 lengths.
Okay, pretty good way to start off the 97 campaign for Louis Quatorze with this 3-length score. Pat Day in the irons. Nick had him ready, brought him along for a nice series of works, and now a major goal this coming spring will be the Pimlico Special up in Maryland in a few weeks. Strawberry Wine, second best. Exalto finished in the show spot. Louis Quatorze going his mile in the 16th in a minute 43 and 2. All right, we've got the Swale Stakes for our 3-year-olds, always one of the co-features on Florida Derby Day. These sophomores are going the 7-furlong distance for a purse of $75,000 in guaranteed monies. Again, Tom Durkin with the race call.
But the field turns for home, and Confide's opening up on them. And Confide opens up on the field by 3.5 lengths. Roll again second. Country Rainbow down on the fence. The Silver Move coming up empty. They're coming down to the final 16th. And it is Confide. Confide leads the way by 5. Then Country Rainbow, the Silver Move. It will be Confide. Sharp in victory. He won by 6 or 7.
Well, here's Confide sprinting off to a very convincing win here, making about 7.5 lengths or so. Mike Smith in the irons. This was an easy enough score, and they'll keep Confide sprinting now. They tried in the mile and the 16th Fountain of Youth and realized that he is not a distance horse. Nothing wrong with sprinters, as he can run like that. Boy, he's going to have quite a successful career. The Country Rainbow finishing in the second spot. There's the Silver Move, one of our dualies, finally gets back to the races, and this is a creditable effort, not known for his speed. Linda Rice gets the race that she so wanted under his belt, and we're going to hear a little bit more from the Silver Move, provided the foot holds together on him. But it's all Confide in the Swale as he scampers the 7 furlongs in a minute 23 and 1. All right, fillies and mares next on Derby Day down at Hallandale in the Delarose Stakes. They're going a mile and a 16th on the lawn. The purse on the Delarose, $100,000 in guaranteed monies. Again, Mr. Durkin describes it for us.
And they're off. Rare Blend off to a good start. Down toward the inside, Rami is there. In between horses, Polish Spring. No one's really anxious for the lead here, and Rami shows some initiative to take a short early lead from Polish Spring, running in second. In between horses, My Secret is third, and on the outside, Gastronomical is fourth. Mediation reined in to run in 5th position. Rare Blend between horses 6th. On the outside, Careless Heiress is running 3 wide in 7th. Short Time on the hedge in 8th position. At the back of the pack in the early going are Elusive and Overcharger. As they head into the backstretch, Rami in front, the opening quarter in an ordinary 24 3/5 seconds. Rami the leader. There's only mild pressure at this juncture from Polish Spring. My Secret 3 wide, Gastronomical on the far outside. Mediation drafting in behind horses, along with her stablemate Careless Heiress. Those two only about 3 lengths from the lead. Then farther out, it's Elusive in the clear, running in 7th. Down toward the inside, Short Time. Rare Blend is only 1 horse beaten. That is Overcharger as the field moves into the far turn. The opening half goes in 49 seconds flat. Rami still in control on the turn. Rami lets it out a notch in front by 1.5 lengths. Polish Spring running in 2nd. Mediation down inside 3rd. Gastronomical is 4th. My Secret back to 5th. Elusive gaining ground on the outside. Careless Heiress looking for a way through. Short Time down inside. It's wide open, and they're all chasing Rami home. Rami is the leader as they come to mid-stretch by 1.5 lengths. Mediation comes out for the final furlong. Careless Heiress is there. On the outside, Polish Spring. Elusive down the center of the course into the final 16th. Rami under heavy pressure. Here comes Elusive, lengthening her stride as they come down to the line. Rami and Elusive hit the line together.
Well, here's Romy and Elusive. Last time these two hooked up down at Gulfstream in an allowance race, Elusive was a 2 1/4 length win. Well, just switched the weight around, making it a 3-pounder favor in Romy's advantage. And this time she gets her nose down first and wins the Delarose handicap. A little reversal of their last encounter. This time Romy carrying 115 pounds to Elusive's 114. When Elusive beat Romy, the spread was 115 to 114. So the weight made the difference there. Careless Heiress checks in for the show money. Time for Romy and Elusive's mile 16th, 1:43 and 2. All right, next up, the 46th running of the Florida Derby. $500,000 on the line for our 3-year-old. One of the major stepping prep races to this year's Kentucky Derby. 1 1/8 the distance, and of course the 2 to 5 favorite, and the media's 1997 Horse of the Year already with only 3 races under his belt, of course, is Pulpit. Let's take a look at this year's running of the Florida Derby. Here's Tom Durkin calling the race.
And they're off in the Florida Derby. Jack Flash off to a slow beginning here. Michelle's All Hands is heading for the lead. So is Frisbee now, and Wrightwood on the outside. And Pulpit is 4th today in the early going. Wrightwood takes the initiative and takes the field into the clubhouse turn. Frisbee now sitting back in 2nd. Michelle's All Hands is 3rd. And Pulpit will come from off the pace today. He's running in mid-pack 4th, about 5 lengths from front running Wrightwood. On the inside, Acceptable is saving ground in the early going, just off the flank of Pulpit. It's another 2 lengths back to Captain Bodgett, now about 8 lengths from the lead. Hurry the Dance is 2nd to last, and the early trailer is Jack Flash. The opening quarter was a lively one, 23 1/5 seconds. Wrightwood's pace is fast. He leads by 1.5 lengths. Frisbee now sits back in 2nd, 2 lengths. Michelle's All Hands running in 3rd. Now Shane Sellers gives a nudge to Pulpit. 5 lengths from the lead. The opening half mile goes in 47 3/5 seconds. Farther back in the field, Acceptable is 5th. 8 lengths from the lead with the half mile to go. Then Captain Bodgett, followed by Jack Flash. The field moving into the far turn. It's still Wrightwood in front. Frisbee now makes a move at him. And Pulpit is beginning to roll now. He's making his move at the midway point on the turn. They've run 3/4 of a mile in 1:12 flat. Captain Bodgett is picking it up with a bold move on the turn. And he moves just outside of Pulpit. And the field is turning for home. And Frisbee now has taken the lead. Wrightwood coming up empty. Pulpit is tested today. Captain Bodgett continues to close on the outside. Frisbee now a furlong from home with the lead. Pulpit down inside. Captain Bodgett. Captain Bodgett takes the lead at the 16th pole. Long shot Frisbee now. And Pulpit down inside. It will be Captain Bodgett who has won, defeating Pulpit this afternoon, who finished 2nd. Long shot Frisbee now was 3rd.
Team Valor's Captain Bodgett, a team captain here. Captain Bodgett scores the convincing 2.5 length score with Alex Solis in the irons. Went off at 7-2, beating the 2 to 5 Pulpit, who was life and death to get by Frisk Me Now. Frisk Me Now checking in 3rd. Perhaps if Frisk Me Now had had a better race in the Fountain of Youth, he got nothing out of that race. He might even have beaten Pulpit for the 2nd, but that was not to be. Captain Bodgett, we knew the extra 16th of a mile was going to work in his favor as he was closing very, very tenaciously in the Fountain of Youth. He showed that he is a solid closing horse. And remember, folks, last year as a 2-year-old, he won 5 races in a row. That wasn't by accident. He is a very nice 3-year-old by St. Bellotto. As for Pulpit, as we've said right along, let him run his races and see what happens. The track was much different than the first 3 times he raced over it at Gulfstream. That rain on Friday that we saw in the Gulfstream Park Breeders' Cup race to start the program slowed the strip down considerably, and perhaps as Captain Bodgett did not care for the speed-favoring track in the Fountain of Youth, Pulpit did not care for this deeper, tiring track in the Florida Derby. And remember, it was only the 4th race of his life. So the canonization process a little bit premature on Pulpit. Captain Bodgett, Pulpit, Frisk Me Now, they'll all head off now to perhaps the Arkansas Derby, the Bluegrass for Pulpit, maybe the Flamingo Stakes, throw that in there, maybe the Jim Beam. Their connections will decide, but it looks like Pulpit is definitely going to the Bluegrass, being a Kentucky bred, and of course Claiborne Farm right in the heart of Kentucky. Captain Bodgett gets this one, a big win here as he moves up in the ranks of the 3-year-olds. He goes his mile and a furlong in a minute 50-3. All right, closing out the stakes on Saturday at Gulfstream, we've got the Fort Lauderdale handicap for our older horses on the grass at a mile and a 16th. Purse on the Fort Lauderdale, it's 100 grander. Again, Tom calls it for us.
And they're off. El Gran Fernando strikes out for the early lead. Devil's Cup down inside. Don the Lumber Trader is there. To the outside, Double the Bet twice as they make the bend onto the main course. Don the Lumber Trader leads the pack early. El Gran Fernando into his outside, Double the Bet twice. Devil's Cup is gathered back to run on the inside and 4th. Voloshin in between horses 5th. Val's Prince 3 wide 6th. And Lost Soldier 4 lengths back to Mighty Forum, allowed to trail the field in the early going. Don the Lumber Trader takes the field around the clubhouse turn in front by length. El Gran Fernando running in 2nd. Double the Bet twice, ranging up 3rd on the outside. Then it's Devil's Cup, reined in and gathered back in 4th position. Voloshin covered up behind horses 5th. Val's Prince to his outside 6th. Lost Soldier restrained in 7th, 3 lengths back. Mighty Forum, who continues at an easy pace at the back. The opening half mile in 48 4/5 seconds, moving down the backstretch. Don the Lumber Trader still in front by a measured length over El Gran Fernando running 2nd. Devil's Cup had a perfect trip so far. On the outside, Double the Bet twice, right up there running in 3rd, and Devil's Cup had to check. Devil's Cup is taken up sharply and is now taken out of it. They're rounding the far turn. Down the Lumber Trader puts it in another gear. Down the Lumber Trader spurting clear by 2. El Gran Fernando running 2nd. Voloshin is now 3rd toward the inside. On the outside, Double the Bet twice, then Val's Prince off the turn and into the stretch. Down the Lumber Trader still leads the way. El Gran Fernando with the final try. Voloshin pinned down inside. He's looking for a way through. Double the Bet twice on the outside. Down the Lumber Trader trying to hang in there for another 100 yards. On the outside, here comes Double the Bet twice. Surging late, ding-dong battle down to the line. Double the Bet twice by a nose.
Double the Bet twice. Ahead on the line, Jerry Bailey on board for Bill Mott. This Bet twice 4-year-old gets the score here in a hard-fought battle with Don the Lumber Trader, as these two put on quite a show as they ran down the Gulfstream stretch in almost unison. Voloshin, coming off of a win last time, can do no better than 3rd here for Niall O'Callaghan. Double the Bet twice, going the mile and a 16th on the lawn in 1:42-3. Sunday afternoon, we closed out the 97 Gulfstream season with the Orchid Handicap, a marathon 1.5-mile turf race for our fillies and mares. The purse on the Orchid is $200,000 in guaranteed monies. Again, Tom calls it.
And they're off. Golden Pond and Clamorosa heading for the early lead. Last approach is up close, and down inside Tocopila. Moving down the back stretch, and Golden Pond out to take the early lead. Herb McCauley trying to throttle down her speed and maintains a 1-length advantage over Clamorosa last approach, and Tocopila down inside fourth. Look Daggers has come away in fifth position. Zarma will be caught 3 wide around the first turn in sixth. Ms. Mosley is running in seventh, down toward the end, taken up. Look Daggers is taken up. Look Daggers is being pulled up. The field coming by the stands for the first time. Something amiss with Look Daggers, and Jerry Bailey has pulled her up. Moving by us for the first time, Golden Pond is the leader. On the outside, Clamorosa. Now Tocopila moves to second. Clamorosa's on the outside, running along in third. Last approach, a ground-saving fourth. 2 lengths back to Shamazo. Alongside her, it's Ampula, followed by Zarma. Another 2, Miss Carleone at the back of the pack with Ms. Mosley. And Powder Bowl is the trailer as the field moves around the clubhouse turn. Golden Pond is the leader through moderate fractions. The opening half mile went in 49 2/5 seconds. They make their way toward the backstretch. It's still Golden Pond in front. Macaulay rationing out her speed and spurts to maintain a 1-length advantage over Tocopila, running in second. On the inside, last approach is third. Clamorosa in the clear in fourth. Then it's 2 lengths back to Ampula, who is still conserved in fifth position, 5 lengths from the front runners. Following that one, it's Shamazo, followed by Zarma. Ms. Mosley on the far outside. In between horses, Powder Bowl beginning to pick it up now, and Powder Bowl is moving with Miss Carleone, who's making strides while down inside. Into the far turn, it's still Golden Pond, who has led throughout and maintains the lead by a length. Being pulled up at the back there, Ampula is being pulled up. The field coming to the top of the stretch. Golden Pond opening up now. Golden Pond lets it out, opens up by 2.5 lengths. Tocopila is running second of Miss Carleone down inside, and last approach, they're coming down to the final furlong, and Golden Pond is full of run. Golden Pond in front now by 4.5 lengths. Then Tocopila, Miss Carleone running on late, but under the line, Golden Pond goes all the way on the lead to win the Orchid by 4.5 lengths.
Golden Pond, gate to wire, likes it in front, and that's where she was throughout. Herb Macaulay in the irons for a decisive 4 1/2 length victory, and sent off 9-1. $20.60 for your ticket on Golden Pond. Marty Wolfson trains this one, and of course she won the Swanee River as part of her 3-race win streak. Tocopila finished second. Miss Carleone was in the third spot. Miss Golden Pond's running time for the 1.5 miles, 2 minutes, 26 4/5 of a second. All right, that's a look at the Gulfstream. We'll take our first break here. When we come back, Hialeah opens up the 1997 season this past Monday with the Point Siena. We'll have that one for you and continue our look at other 3-year-old races at the fairgrounds out at Santa Anita. We'll take a look at Bay Meadows, filly and mare race this week, and our New York action as well. Much more to come. Don't go away. Be right back after this. From the sands of Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, the OTB TV and radio network proudly presents the second running of the $4 million Dubai World Cup at Nad Al Sheba Racecourse. A crack field of international stars has been assembled to compete in this year's race under the magical skies of a Middle Eastern night. OTB offers you win, play, show, exacta, and trifecta wagering on this event and on the Dubai Duty-Free Invitational as well. The aura of last year's race will not soon be forgotten, but alas, a new world champion will be crowned with this year's running. Will America's invaders dominate again this year, or will the host nation wrest the coveted prize? Don't miss this magical day, Saturday, the 29th, here at OTB. Approximate post time is 10:30 a.m. for the Invitational and 11:15 a.m. for the World Cup. The 1997 season get underway at Hialeah on Monday afternoon with the Point Siena Breeders' Cup Handicap. They're going 7/8 of a mile. It's $100,000. Frank Miramati, back in the announce booth again for the 1997 meeting, gives us the call.
And they're off in the Poinciana Breeders' Cup Handicap, and the field came out to a beautiful start. Top Secret on the inside immediately takes the lead. Race Artist came away in second, and Steady Cat is a close-up third. Mama Dean is on the inside, Flat Fleet feet between horses, and the early trailer is Surprising Fact, only 5 lengths from front to back as they race down the backstretch, and Joe Bravo has Top Secret out where she likes it. She's on an uncontested lead by a length. On the inside, Mama Dean now goes to try to put pressure on the leader. Race Artist is in between horses, and Steady Cat is 3 wide with a half mile left to go. Flat Fleet Feet has 5 lengths to make up, and Surprising Fact is at the back of the pack. Around the far turn, Top Secret has been allowed to set a very moderate pace today. She leads by a length and a half over Steady Cat. Mama Dean on the inside is now asked for more in third. Flat Fleet Feet gets into gear in the orange colors fourth. Race Artist drops back, and Surprising Fact is next with a quarter of a mile to go. Top Secret has been there every step of the way. Flat Fleet Feet on the outside is getting into gear. Steady Cat's between them with an eighth of a mile to go. Top Secret still clear by a length. Flat Fleet Feet on the outside moves into second with Steady Cat in third. A 16th to go, and Flat Fleet Feet has now come up alongside and takes the lead over Top Secret. And Flat Fleet Feet and Mike Smith go on to win the Poinciana Breeders' Cup Handicap.
Flat Fleet Feet. Mike Smith in the irons gets a couple length score here in Monday's opener down at Hialeah. Always a threat in 7 furlong sprints for Johnny Kimmel. Top Secret finishing in the play spot. Surprising Fact checks in for the show money. Flat Fleet Feet goes the 7/8 in 1:23 and 3. Okay, from Florida, let's go up to Maryland and check on their stake race on Saturday afternoon at Laurel. It was the Garcelle Striker Stakes, a 7 furlong state-bred race, a $60,000 guaranteed purse. Here's Dave Rodman in Maryland with the call.
In CC's honor, still there. 4 of them ganging across the track for the second spot. Wycliffe Man, Gage Park, waiting in at the rail is Dr. Best, but it's in CC's honor. Just pushed along under a hand ride. In CC's honor with one little left tap of the whip late will get the victory. In CC's honor, waited in Wycliffe Man in a tight photo for second, and Dr. Best.
In CC's honor gets her second in a row by a length, sent off at 8-5, as the fans know how good he is. Omar Klinger in the irons, waited, finishing in the second spot. Wycliffe Man got the show position in CC's honor, cruising the 7 furlongs in 1 minute 23 seconds flat. All right, at Turfway Park on Saturday afternoon, the Wintergreen Handicap of Fillies and Mares was the featured race. We got a mile and a 16th distance, a $50,000 guaranteed purse on the Wintergreen. Here's Mike Battaglia in Florence giving us the call.
Stately Star on the inside runs the third. Gaining ground from between horses, that's Princess Eloise. It's Debit My Account in front. On the outside, Princess Eloise is gaining ground. Then Rakita B, it's Debit My Account. Princess Eloise, Debit My Account wins at a length over.
Debit My Account. If there was ever a horse for a course, she loves Turfway. She's 5 out of 6 in her career at Turfway, and what about that 6th one? It was just a mere second place finish. She carries 121 pounds here in the Wintergreen, sent off at 6-5, and gets the length score. Tony D'Amico in the irons. Princess Eloise in the second spot, the second choice, so a chalky exacta there at 2-1. Rakita B finishing in the show spot. Debit My Account, loving it at Turfway, goes the mile 16th on Saturday in 1:42 and 2. Oaklawn Park had some handicap action on Saturday afternoon. A Razorback handicap for our older horses at 1 mile and a 16th. $150,000 the purse on the Razorback. Is Terry in Hot Springs giving us the race call.
They're in the gate. And they're off in the Razorback Handicap. Shaka Khan breaks quickly to the outside to take command. Craig George's Gold follows him out there. At the rail, Augie My Dad is third, Ellis Sam is fourth. Then it's Brush with Pride and Bunker Hill Road, followed by No Spend, No Glow. At the back of the pack, it's Come On Flip as they move on to the first turn of the Razorback with Shaka Khan in front by a half. Craig George's Gold stalking at pace in second by 5. Augie My Dad has the rail third after an opening quarter in 23 and 2. They head for the backstretch. Shaka Khan leading it by 3/4. Craig George's Gold second, about 7 lengths back then. Illa Sam moves up alongside of Augie My Dad. Brush with Pride is to the outside in 5th. It's then 3.5 back to Bunker Hill Road. Come on, Flip, and No Spend No Glow. But they continue to chase the pace of Shaka Khan, a half in 46 and 3. Craig George's Gold now wants to challenge him on the outside. Still 7 lengths back to Augie My Dad, along with Brush with Pride and Illa Sam as they head for the final turn. Shaka Khan continuing with the short lead on Craig George's Gold. Augie My Dad is still 3rd at the rail. To the middle, Brush with Pride now moving up 4th, followed by Illa Sam, and now beginning to make a move on the outside is Bunker Hill Road. 3/4 in 1:11 and 1, and here they come into the stretch of the Razorback Handicap, and now Craig George's Gold has taken the short lead. Shaka Khan is 2nd. Brush with Pride is moving up along with Illa Sam. On the outside is Bunker Hill Road, and No Spin, No Glow's flying at him. Craig George's Gold leads it. Illa Sam coming on. On the outside is No Spin, No Glow. No Spin, No Glow, and Illa Sam right together. They come to the wire. No Spin, No Glow. Illa Sam, it'll take a photo with No Spin, No Glow, and Illa Sam under the wire together. Come on, Flip, finish 3rd.
No Spend, No Glow. Bobby Lester right back. You saw him win the Essex here on the program a couple of weeks ago. They come back again with the head victory in the Razorback at a 2-to-1 price. And look who's 2nd. Illa Sam, same exactor as the Razorback. 1-2 again, and Illa Sam sent off at 6-to-1. Come on, folks. And there's Come On Flip, finishing in the 3rd spot. No Spend, No Glow, and Illa Sam, the exacta, mile 16th, 1:43 and 1. Sunday afternoon, we'll shorten up the distance for our handicappers in the Barbizon Streak. And they're streaking 5.5 furlongs for a $50,000 guaranteed purse. Again, Terry has the call.
And they straighten now for the drive. The half was running 45 and 3. Down the middle, here comes Political Wit with Quixote's Luck. And on the outside, Highland Ice, carried wide all the way, is taking over 3rd. It's going to be between Quixote's Luck and Political Wit. They run to the wire together. Quixote's Luck will prevail. Quixote's Luck's going to win at a length. Political Wit 2nd, and Highland Ice got up to be 3rd.
Quixote's Luck, another double winner at the meet at Oaklawn this year, won the King Cotton earlier in the season at 5.5 furlongs. And comes back and wins the Barbizon Streak. Obviously likes that 5.5 furlong distance. 9-5 fave here and gets the length score. Calvin Burrell in the irons. Political Wit finishing in the place spot. Highland Ice gets the show money. Quixote's Luck goes the 5.5 panels in 1 minute, 4 seconds left. All right, New Orleans, Saturday and Sunday, 3-year-olds, the fillies and the colts. First up, we'll take a look at the Oaks. That's our 3-year-old fillies. Saturday at 1 mile and a 16th distance, $175,000, the guaranteed purse on the fairgrounds. Oaks, here's Tony Bentley with the call.
All standing quietly, and they're off. And Morelia quickly for the lead. Dancing Water is next. Then we go to Tommy Sue's Delight at the rail in 3rd. Cozy Blues and Blushing KD trails round the first turn. It's Morelia. She's on the lead here by about 2.5. Dancing Water is next. Then comes Tommy Sue's Delight. 24 and 4 was the first quarter. On the inside is Blushing KD, and then comes Cozy Blues. She trails only about 4 off the pace as this quintet works their way down the back stretch. Morelia, she has the lead here by 2. Dancing Water at the rail is 2nd by a neck. Now Blushing KD up on the outside. Tommy Sue's Delight back in 4th. And Cozy Blues, the half went in 48 and 3. They stay tightly bunched with 3 furlongs to run. And it's Morelia with the lead. Blushing KD now will come alongside to challenge. 3 lengths back, Tommy Sue's Delight. They turn for home in the Oaks, and Blushing KD comes on to challenge Morelia for the lead. It's 2 lengths back to Tommy Sue's Delight as they head to the 8th pole. Blushing KD has the lead by some 2.5. Tommy Sue's Delight on the outside is next, but it will be Blushing KD winning the Fairgrounds Oaks.
Hey, here she is again, Blushing KD. That 3-year-old daughter of Blushing John wins her 3rd in a row. Lonnie Mesh, regular rider in the irons, beats this field by just a length. Sent off at 2 to 5, and she runs like the 2 to 5 favorite. Tommy Sue's Delight is getting a little tired of chasing this filly around. She's second again. Cozy Blues finishing in the 3rd spot. Check the time, folks. 1:42.1 for Blushing KD. Establishes the stakes record for the Oaks and is just 1 tick off the track record. Blushing KD next will probably run in the Ashland at Keeneland. Got to be either the 1st or 2nd ranked 3-year-old filly in the country. Put her right up there with Sharp Cat and Glitter Woman, and I don't know if either one of those two want to tackle her right now. Blushing KD. 1:42.1, setting the stakes record. All right, now on Sunday afternoon, the Colts turn to go postward in the 1 1/16 Louisiana Derby, $400,000, the guaranteed purse, and another overwhelming favorite in here, Smoke Glacken. Let's see how he goes. Again, here's Tony Bentley with the call.
And they're off in the Louisiana Derby. And Smoke Glacken guns to the front. Open Forum on the inside is next. Then it's 2 lengths back to Cash Deposit. On the inside, Tansit is right there, and Trafalgar on the outside as they swing round the first turn. A handful of horse for Craig Perret. Smoke Glacken on the lead by some 5 lengths. Open Forum is next. Then comes Tansit in 3rd along the inside. Trafalgar on the outside 4th. 22-4 was the first quarter. 5 lengths back now, Stopwatch is 5th. Then comes Cash Deposit 6th. Rise and Shine 7th. 4 back to Crypto Star. Far back is Celtic Warrior. The half 45-3, and into the far turn, Smoke Glacken has the lead. The Lucas entry heads apart on the inside. Open Forum, Trafalgar right there on the outside. Then comes Tansit, and Stopwatch is next. Now let's see what Smoke Glacken has left as they come to the top of the stretch. Smoke Glacken is the one to catch. Here's Stopwatch now on the outside. Open Forum is next. Then comes Trafalgar, and on they go now to the 8th pole. Smoke Glacken has the lead. On the outside, Mike Smith all over Stopwatch. 4 lengths back now, Crypto Star. Inside the 16th pole, here's Stopwatch and Crypto Star with a bold move on the outside. Smoke Glacken on the inside. Crypto Star wins the Derby.
Hell, emerging from the smoke comes a star, Crypto Star, and Pat Day. Boy, does this horse and rider fit each other. This horse, like his daddy, Crypto Clarence, is void of any kind of early speed, loves to lay back and make one run, and of course, Pat Day loves that kind of horse. Timed it perfectly and gets the half-length score. Stopwatch from Frankie Brothers' barn, finishing in the 2nd spot for his first try in stakes company, and does rather nicely. And here's Smoke Glacken beating all of a half length here after setting absolutely insane fractions. A half mile in 45-3. Craig Perret had just no control over this horse at all, and here he is beating just a half length. This horse, folks, can run. If he would ever learn to just relax, he could be one nice horse as we go along through the division. But boy, setting fractions like that is bound to get him beat, and here he is trying a 1/16 for the first time and just being swallowed up in the last couple of jumps by Crypto Star and Stopwatch. Look at the time, folks, 1:42.3. That equals the stakes record, and compare it to Saturday afternoon when Blushing KD went the same distance. She's quicker. Remember, her time was 1:42.1. So they were kidding, saying that she should be running on Sunday rather than Saturday. But anyway, we've got Crypto Star now as a new shooter coming out of the Midwest for our 3-year-olds, and it looks like he'll go in the mile and 1/8 Arkansas Derby as his next stop. And Smoke Lacken, they've got to try and teach this guy to just settle down here. 45 and 3, 10 and change for 3/4, and he was still trying hard at the end. Nice horse, but 1.25 miles, don't think so. All right, let's take our second break here. When we come out the break, we've got a race from Turf Paradise this weekend. We've also got another race from Bay Meadows. We've got our Santa Anita action, including yet another 3-year-old contest, and of course, our races from Aqueduct as well. More to come. Don't go away. Be right back after this. Hi, everyone. Looking for something to do this Sunday? How about joining me for an afternoon of exciting racing action at the Teletheater? With your paid admission, you'll receive my computerized preview sheets from all of our wagerable tracks, my own individualized selections, chance to top my picks, and win a prize. We'll serve refreshments, have a lot of fun, and who knows, you may win a few bucks too. So come on out, Sunday afternoons with Jack at the Teletheater.
You can watch Track Facts with Tom Amello and Nick Kling every Wednesday and Friday at 9 a.m. and Sundays at 10:30 a.m. on the OTB Television Network. Tom and Nick will give you the inside track with topics like horses to watch for, juvenile breeding track profile and connections. Informative and entertaining, that's Track Facts with Tom and Nick, Wednesday and Friday at 9 a.m. and Sundays at 10:30 a.m. right here on the OTB Television Network.
All right, let's check out Turf Paradise's action on Saturday afternoon in Phoenix. We've got the Phoenix Gold Cup handicap, very popular sprinter every year for our older horses. They're going 6 furlongs for a $125,000 guaranteed purse. In Phoenix, here's Luke Krybosh with the call of the Gold Cup.
Off and running in the Phoenix Gold Cup. Last on B from the extreme outside. There goes Tahoe City straight to the front. Ratsaluk flashing speed moves into second. Hialeah comes away third. Benton Creek is fourth. Last on B taken in hand back to fifth now. Then Hitman Mackey, Halo Passer 5 off the pace early. Kern Ridge tucked in along the inside, followed by Snowblink. Then Alley Brave Music. Go Buck second last in the late running. Fit for Gold the trailer. Motoring up the backstretch. 21 and 2 for the opening quarter. Tahoe City just a nose in front. Hooked now by Ratsaluk to the inside, and Ratsaluk gets his head in front, 3 furlongs out. Hialeah tracking the top pair from third. Halo Passer 3 off the pacemakers in fourth place. Hitman Mackey, last Don B, revs up to the far outside. Kern Ridge now getting involved in Benton Creek. At the top of the lane, Ratsaluk starting to edge away from Tahoe City off the turn. Ratsaluk by 2. Hialeah on the far outside. Hitman Mackey, last Don B on the extreme outside. His next Kern Ridge couldn't get through. Furlong to go. Ratsaluk out there by 3. Last Don B, a last-ditch surge. Ratsaluk from Last Don B. Ratsaluk to win the Phoenix Gold Cup.
Ratsaluk, Scott Stevens in the irons, gets a 3-length score on the 2-to-1 favorite. The second choice in the wagering as Ratsaluk ships in from Santa Anita for the score, as does Last Don B, who settles for second. Local loss Snowblink checks in for the show money. Ratsaluk going the 6 furlongs in a very snappy 1:08 flat. All right, to San Mateo in Northern California, the Bay Meadows Dash on Saturday afternoon for our fillies and mares. $100,000 guaranteed 6 furlong race. Paul Allen in Northern California has the call.
Those you'll see right now.
Racing, Bat Royale stumbled miserably out of the starting gate. Tanya's showing fast early speed in the pink, and on the outside of Tanya's Dial-A-Song, those two hook up early. Then it's Our Summer Bid to the inside of Ballerina Gal, a length and a half clear from Saltus Pride. Bat Royale is to the outside of Toga, 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 the trailing 2, Flying in the Lane and Truce in Balance. Tanya flies through the opening quarter and opens up 2. In second, Dial-A-Song, then it's Our Summer Bid and Saltus Pride. Ballerina Gal's going the wrong way. Toga, Toga, Toga just past her. Bat Royale's just behind Toga, 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 flying in the lanes on the move on the outside. Then it's 7 to the defending champ, Truce in Balance. Tanya leads a half. Dial-A-Song in second. Saltus Pride running a nice one on the outside. Our Summer Bid is struggling a bit in fourth. Toga, Toga, Toga now mowing home on the outside, and they head for home in the Bay Meadows Dash, and Dial-A-Song takes the lead. Tanya's watching her run away. Then it's Saltus Pride. Toga, Toga, Toga on the outside. They have a 16th to go, and Dial-A-Song leads, but the classy Toga, Toga, Toga gets her, and she wins. Toga, Toga, Toga is the Bay Meadows Dash champion.
Well, we saw her winning earlier this winter down in Southern California. Vladimir Serin ships her up to Bay Meadows, and she gets another score. This classy blonde filly, Toga, 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 with Ronnie Warren Jr. in the irons, scores the win in the Bay Meadows Dash by 3 lengths, the 120-pound high weight of the race. Dial-A-Song gets the second spot, Tanja finishing in the 3rd position. Toga, 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 winning another in 1:09 and 2. In Arcadia, we'll start things off Saturday afternoon with a 3-year-old turf sprint. The Baldwin Stakes, 6.5 furlongs the distance on the Santa Anita lawn. It's 100 grander. Here's Trevor with the call.
Heel for the Baldwin Stakes, sent on their way. Day Job is out fast, and Red on the inside is right there too. Swiss Yodeler Extreme outside is 3rd. Renteria the Grey coming through at the rail, and Klinsmann pulling very hard in the green cap is racing up at joint 3rd. Then we come back to Flew the City racing in 6th. Churchland is making up good ground. Churchland pulling his way up just 4 lengths off them. Then we come back to King of Swing racing back 4th last, 5 off the leaders. On the outside of that comes Latin Dancer, then back to Rare Card, and White Bronco is last. They've run past the half-mile pole, and Renteria now the leader. Renteria by half a length. Up alongside is Klinsmann. On the outside of that comes Red. Churchland in the green cap on the outside of horses. Down at the rail comes Flew the City, only 3 lengths off these leaders. In behind that we have King of Swing, who's got 5 to make up. Swiss Yodelers in there too. Starting a late run is Latin Dancer on the outside. Homeward bound now, and Klinsmann on the inside. Red is right up alongside of him. Churchland running a good one. Swiss Yodeler, and now here comes King of Swing, flying free from the outside. Can he get through? King of Swing and Latin Dancer. Latin Dancer in the white blinkers now hits the front, and Latin Dancer's going to win the Baldwin. Latin Dancer wins.
Well, he was second in the Pirate Cove Stakes behind PT Indy, shortens back from a mile to 6.5 furlongs and gets the length score here. Corey Black in the irons aboard this 3-year-old son of City Dancer. King of Swing finished second, and there's Swiss Yodeler, a Hollywood Futurity winner, and one of our dualies can do no better than 3rd here in the 6.5 furlong Baldwin. Latin Dancer lights it up a little bit too, folks. Cha-ching! $31.40 on Latin Dancer Saturday as he goes the 6.5 panels on the lawn in 1:14 and 2. Okay, the final big 3-year-old prep race of the weekend was the San Felipe Stakes at 1 mile and a 16th, $250,000. The added purse on the race, and featuring the return of Silver Charm, who won the San Vicente. Let's take a look. Again, we've got Trevor giving us the action.
Heel for the San Felipe, sent in their way to a very good beginning. The centre of the track, we have Stolen Gold showing early speed, being joined by King Crimson down at the rail. The grey Free House is coming up to pressure the leaders on the outside. Extreme outside is Holzmeister trying to get in. Silver Charm is riding that leading group as well. The pace is a good one early on. Daylight in Dubai is racing in 6, and then it's Steel Ruler. Constant Demand is second last, 7 lengths off the leaders, and Effect is last, 11 off this lead. 3/4 of a mile to go, and King Crimson setting a decent pace out here, leads by by half a length. The Grey Free House right there second, and Holzmeister's in third. Down at the rail we have Stolen Gold in fourth, and Silver Charm in the white cap moving comfortably fifth, 4 lengths off that leader. Then it's another 2 back to Constant Demand. Daylight in Dubai having to be asked to keep up at the rail. Steel Ruler is second last, and Effect is still last, and still 11 lengths off this lead. Less than a half mile to go in the San Felipe, and it's King Crimson taking them into the far turn in front with Free House up alongside. Then we come back to Holzmeister. Down at the rail is Stolen Gold. Now Chris McCarron is starting to ask Silver Charm in fifth, and let's see, Silver Charm's making hard work of it. He's going to have to do better. The Effect is starting to run on, but Effect is still 14 lengths off these leaders. At the top of the lane, and the Grey Free House punches in and kicks on for home, and it's Free House now striding clear. Down at the rail, King Crimson tries to come back, and Silver Charm getting involved late on the outside, past the 16th pole, and Free House in full flight for the wire, chased home by Silver Charm, but it's going to be Free House and David Flores to win the San Felipe.
Free House, David Flores in the irons, 3/4 of a length upset score here at 10-1. $23.40 on Free House. If it's free, it's for me, as they like to say out there. Beating Silver Charm. Now this is a reversal of the San Vicente. Silver Charm beat Free House a length and 3/4 in that 7-furlong sprint. So here's Free House turning the tables on Silver Charm this time around for Paco Gonzalez. King Crimson finishing in the 3rd position. Free House, Silver Charm now will await to go at it again with each other in the April 5th Santa Anita Derby. Now they've got a nice little rivalry going on out there as the 3-year-olds bunch up even closer together from the south, the middle part of the country, and the west. Free House goes his mile 16th in 1:42 and 2. Kind of hard to separate them all after this weekend's round of elimination heats, isn't it, folks? Okay, to New York on Saturday afternoon. We're on the main track now. We've got the Distaff handicap for our fillies and mares. They're going 7/8 of a mile. It's 100 grander. Here's John Dooley wrapping up his stint in the announce booth at Aqueduct with the call.
And they're off. Miss Golden Circle came away well with Inquisitive Look. Toward the inside is Pumpkin Pie, then Napoleon Termly, and Wellneck is at the back of the pack as they head down the backstretch. Pumpkin Pie comes away with a very short lead. Between runners is Napoleon, Father Stout, Inquisitive Look. Inquisitive Look, Napoleon coming up to press Pumpkin Pie. Miss Golden Circle, a tracking 4th, Termly 5th at the rail. Another 2 lengths back then to Wellneck back there in 6th. The quarter went in 22-4 with a half mile to go in the Distaff handicap, and Napoleon comes through to grab the lead now. Napoleon there by just about a neck to Inquisitive Look. Pumpkin Pie is running 3rd by a head. Miss Golden Circle now past Pumpkin Pie. Then another length back to Wellneck with a blue cap and Termly. It's 4 lengths first to last with 5/16 to go. Inquisitive Look pokes ahead just in front there, and Napoleon, who runs on at the rail. Miss Golden Circle poised to go now 3 wide. Wellneck coming up 4 wide. Termly and Pumpkin Pie now trails into the stretch. The half mile went in 46-1. Coming down toward the last furlong, Inquisitive Look. Can Chavez make it 5? Miss Golden Circle down inside Napoleon running 3rd, final 16th. Miss Golden Circle by a head. Inquisitive Look runs on. Napoleon and Wellneck. Miss Golden Circle to the winner's circle. Miss Golden Circle by a neck.
Miss Golden Circle, Rich Migliori in the irons, half-length score. She won the Barbara Fritchie over President's Weekend down in Laurel. Comes right back here in the Distaff for Johnny Kimmel and gets another one. Very nice sprinting filly here. Inquisitive Look with Chavez. Just couldn't hold off Miss Golden Circle. Settles for 2nd. Pumpkin Pie finishing in the 3rd spot. Miss Golden Circle goes the 7 panels on the main at Aqueduct Saturday in 1:24 and 2. All right, now on Sunday afternoon, we've got the Toboggan handicap for our older males. They're sprinting the same 7/8 of a mile, $75,000, the added purse on the race. John Dooley giving his final call in New York, as he will now become the track announcer at the newly opened Lone Star Park down in Texas come the mid part of April. Bids adieu to the New York fans. Did a very commendable job during his stint here this winter. Here's his call of Sunday's toboggan.
The half mile went in 46 and 3/16 to go. Cold execution, Island Emperor. Here comes Richard Migliori and Royal Haven now to the front. Jamie's first punch coming up the rail. They're down toward the last 16th. Royal Haven opens up by 2. Jamie's first punch and cold execution. Moshera, Migliori, team to take the toboggan with Royal Haven. They won by 2.
Royal Haven, 3/4, 7/8, mile 16th, main track, in a dirt track. Doesn't matter. He just wins races. We've seen him doing this all winter long and gets another score here for Barbara Davis and trainer Gaspar Moshera. Richie Migliori in the irons. Stake-winning double from Mig over the weekend, getting the distaff Saturday, coming right back here Sunday in the toboggan. Jamie's first punch coming up from Florida, finishing in the second spot. Cold execution with Julio Pazua trying to gun it all the way on the front end. Settles for the third position. Royal Haven, 7 furlongs Sunday in 1:22 and 2. Alrighty, that takes care of all of our replay action for this week. No midweek Wednesday feature. We'll get back to our Wednesday races once the Keeneland meet begins. Getting into our notes department now, top of the list this week, the ongoing scenario with Cigar. Alan Paulson and Coolmore Stud this week filed a claim against the insurance company that holds the $25 million policy, infertility policy on Cigar. The insurance company in return has requested that no further breedings of Cigar take place. In other words, they're satisfied that indeed he is not fertile and that there is no sense in breeding him to any other mares. He has failed to get a mare in foal on 34 different mares that he has covered. Now, the ramifications of this for the individuals that hold contracts to Cigar, they have to now be freed up from those contracts so that they can seek other stallions. Remember, our breeding season began in mid-February. We're now into the latter part of March. So these top class mares that had contracted to Cigar need to find some other stallion that doesn't already have a full book that they can get to for this breeding season. As for the claim and Cigar itself, once the claim is paid, Cigar, then it becomes the property of the insurance company, and they, in turn, if they so desire, will negotiate, and I'm sure they will negotiate with Alan Paulson on returning Cigar to Alan Paulson's Brookside Farm. Thereupon, it will be up to Mr. Paulson to decide whether or not he wants to take a shot and return Cigar to training as a 7-year-old, or just pension him there on his farm in Kentucky. I would think that returning him to training is a long shot at best, although Billy Mott has already publicly gone on record as saying that if everything checked out regarding Cigar's soundness and wear and tear, that he would indeed love to have Cigar back in his shed row. Well, why wouldn't he say that? But the qualifier, of course, was that Cigar could withstand the rigors of preparing to race again. All this probably another month, maybe a month and a half down the road. Of imminent importance right at the moment is that these mare owners be freed up so that their mares can go to other stallions and that the insurance be paid off on Cigar's infertility. It's just a lose-lose situation no matter which way you look at it, unfortunately. All right, another news, our stakes lineup for this coming week. We've got more 3-year-old action. Tampa Bay has their fillies and colts in action in the Oaks and the Tampa Bay Derby on Sunday. Down at Hialeah, we've got 3-year-olds in the Everglades on Sunday, and on Saturday, we've got the Patricia for our 3-year-old fillies. We've got the Rebel Stakes for 3-year-olds at Oaklawn Park. We've got the Santa Ana, a good turf race out at Santa Anita. The San Luis Race Stakes, also a good turf race for the males out at Santa Anita. Back in New York, 3-year-old fillies will sprint Saturday in the Cicada, and then we've got the Broadway Handicap Monday in New York for our state breds. Remember, no racing in New York only on this coming Sunday. Also, the cast is assembling in Dubai for this year's second running of the $4 million Dubai World Cup and the duty-free Invitational. We will be accepting wages on both of those races. You've seen our promos. The post time for the duty-free is at 10:30 and the Dubai World Cup 11:15. They will be in-home simulcasted as well as the calls being on our network and WBKZ, and of course at all the simulcast facilities. Formal Gold shipped over and shipped as good as you could possibly want a horse to ship. He's already had a couple of gallops around the track at Nat Al-Sheba, and all things go for the Don winner. We've also got Siphon and Sandpit going from Dick Mandela's Bonds. Sing Spiel, a great international runner. Jaliscio, another super international horse. So we're going to have quite an 11 or 12 horse field. We'll discuss this more on next week's program and perhaps give you a more clarified lineup of the stars that will be competing in this year's $4 million Dubai World Cup and the horses going in the duty-free as well. As for our other 3-year-old news, Pulpit has got out of Florida as quick as Frankie Brothers could get him out. He's already at Churchill Downs. Frankie said he trained well there last year, and he wanted to get him to Churchill and prepare for his next start, which most probably will be the Bluegrass. Captain Bodgett, Dale Capuano, is staying in Florida for another couple of weeks or so, and then he'll ship up to Lexington, as his next start will be the Bluegrass also. So a nice little rivalry suddenly has been formed in the Florida Derby. And just as we didn't anoint Pulpit before the race, we're not going to diss him after the race. We have a nice group of 3-year-olds, all capable of beating each other on any given day and any differing track surface. So let's see what happens as we go through this next set of preliminaries in Arkansas and Keeneland and out in the West Coast at Santa Anita and at Hialeah and here in New York as well. Okay, fun time of year. Remember, next week again we'll go over our dual qualifier list, and I think we're going to have some eliminations. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the program. As always, stay tuned right here to your OTB TV radio network station, where you get the most complete coverage in thoroughbred racing. Till next week, Jack Wolfesita here. So long, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.